This tutorial is sponsored by Videoblocks. Hey, what's up guys, Chris Connor here and welcome to a brand new creator tutorial. Today we're moving to the second tutorial of the Star Wars VFX Academy series. This one is called Force Push. Let's take a look at the clip. Pretty cool. Now this effect is a level up in terms of complexity compared to the force levitation effect, but I'll take you through step by step so you can use the force as well. So Star Wars VFX Academy has been an idea that I had for a long time, but I wasn't really able to realize it until now. So before we move on, I want to take a moment and introduce you guys over to the amazing people at Videoblocks who made this tutorial possible. Videoblocks is for us, the filmmakers, the VFX artists, the producers. It's a subscription-based service that offers members access to an amazing array of downloads from stock footage, motion backgrounds, special effects, After Effects templates, and more. Their library consists of beautiful landscapes, wildlife, aerial shots, explosions, slow-mo clips, but the astonishing part is that they offer a 7-day free trial for new members, which is the best way to get introduced to Videoblocks, experience their service, and get access to stunning content for free. So guys, make sure to follow the link in the description, get signed up, and start browsing. Enjoy! And with that, fire up After Effects and let's get started. So the first thing we always do is set up our project settings by clicking this little guy. So this is my selection, and if you want to know why I select this ones, I had a tutorial on project settings and render settings. So I'll press OK. And now I'm ready to import my file. So I'll go to my folder, click footage, and let's drag and drop my file. Now, let me make a small preview of the clip. Let's do this. Okay. Ready? And there we go. Pretty cool. Now, obviously I pre-rendered my clip because it had the saber and some sound effects and color grading that I could not do on the fly as I record and do VFX at the same time. And also, if you want access to my project files, as many of you have requested, all of those things are available on my Patreon page, which is basically the page for YouTubers to get support from you guys, the fans. And the awesome thing is that you guys get access to awesome rewards like project files. So make sure to head over there from the link in the description if you're interested in those things. So I will click my file and drag it into a new composition. Okay, let me put this on half and let's go forward to the point of the actual effect. This is it. So I will click B on the keyboard so I bring my timeline in so I can preview only this part. So let me find the point. Let's go 1, 2, there we go. And press N and zoom in. Awesome. So now I'm ready to start making magic. So the first thing I want to do is create a force effect using light solids. So I'll go to the point where the actual boom shock is happening, which is right there. And I'll go 1, 2, 3. This is it. Awesome. So I'll hit Control and Y to create a new solid. And we want a white one. Okay and okay. Now hit Ctrl Shift D to split it and then delete everything previous. Then I will hide the layer for now so we can see what's happening. So what I want to do is create a sphere of light that will expand through time as the actual shockwave is happening. So I will go to this one and I will hold it to open my options and I will click the ellipse tool. Awesome. I will zoom in here, select my layer. I will hold Shift to create a perfect circle right about there. Awesome. And I will change the position right there. Awesome. I will hit P. Actually, no. I'll hit M twice to open the mask properties. And I will keyframe my mask path, feathering, and expansion. So I will move one frame forward. And as you can see, our hand has moved, so I will readjust the position of the mask. Page down, right there. Page down, right there. And that's it. I think that's pretty good for now. So let's fire up the white solid. So this is what we have and obviously looks pretty bad. So I will change the mode to add. Awesome. And then I will go to the feather value and change it to 50. Let's do 60. Okay, cool. And I will go page down. Let's put it to 100. And put the expansion to like 50. Awesome. Let's go page down again. And let's do this to 250 now. And this one to like 700. Let's go with 1000. Yep. Okay. Awesome. And then I'll hit T to bring up the opacity. And I will keyframe the opacity. Now, you know what? I want when this happens. Let's put it to like 50%. Page up, right there. Page down, put it to 100. Then the boom happens. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And let's put the opacity down to 0. Then I will click my keyframes and hit Shift F9 to make the transition a bit smoother. And I will close this one for now. Now I'll hit Ctrl Y again to create another white solid. Press OK. Go here, hit Ctrl Shift D, delete the previous things, page down, Ctrl Shift D again. And this is the interspan part. Let me close this. So page up, it's down, right there. So I will put that solid right at that moment. And as you can see, it's only happening for one frame. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I want a big flash, just to give the effect of like a big blast happening. Boom, right there. So I will open my previous frame and this is what we got. Pretty cool getting there. So now what I want to do is I will close both of those things and I will hit Ctrl D to this layer, bring it up, close this for now. Bring it forward a bit to where the circle is actually a circle, which is right there. And I will hit M to open the mask properties again. I will dismiss all of my keyframes now. And I'll press my mask and I will reposition it to that exact spot. Awesome. Then what I'm going to do is go to Effects, Blur and Sharpen and select the... which one is it? Let's go with Radial Fast Blur. Awesome. And this is a very interesting effect. So I will click my center point and put it right there because you will see in a bit. And I will change the amount to 95. Now, if I isolate the layer, you can see what this effect does, which is pretty good. So it creates a radial effect to basically anything. And I use this quite often to give the impression of speed or force. So click it up. Okay, awesome. Now I will click my toggle switch and I will change this to a 3D layer. I will press P and I will keyframe the position. And I'll go 1, 2, 3. Let's zoom out a bit and play with the Z value and just bring it towards the camera. Right there. And let's do it a bit downwards. Right there. So let's go bit up, up, up. So this is what's happening right now. Actually, I will change my certain point just to make it look a bit more, yep, right there. Let me isolate this. So before it was kind of like this, and I want the motion of the blur to indicate the force to which our hand is basically directed, which is right there. Okay, let's close these things, and actually let's preview this small part just to see what we got. So preview. Pretty cool. It doesn't look like much now, but you can see where we're going with this. So for now, I'm happy with this, so I will move on to making some awesome distortion. So at this point, actually after the white solid, I will hit Ctrl, Alt and Y to create a new adjustment layer. Ctrl Shift D to split and delete. And let's close everything for now so we can see what we're doing. So with my layer selected, I will go to Effects, Distort and Bulge. Okay, open my layer. I will center the point to my palm right there, and I will change the horizontal radius to 500 and the vertical to 500 as well. Awesome. Let's put this to high and pin all edges. Cool. Now this is a bit extreme, so I will change the bulge height to 0.5. Cool. And I will keyframe that height, and I will move forwards to, let's say 1, 2, 3. Let's go 3 and put it to 0. Okay, and hit Ctrl Shift D to delete the remaining of the adjustment layer because we don't care. And actually let's rename this to bulge just so we know what we're doing. Okay, I will zoom in here and hit Ctrl D to duplicate, and then I will open the actual effect down here. Awesome. I will make this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and actually I want to change this to like minus 0.5, and you'll see why. Now this is actually reversing our previous layer, so what I need to do is go here and let's make it half to 50 to 50. So now it only affects that specific area. So with that selected, I'll go to the end and put it back to 0. And what we did now is basically make this go big right there and small. So it's a very cool effect that basically reverses the force push effect. So let's open up everything, and actually before we run preview it again, I want to colorize our white solids just so they have like a bit of texture, a color texture. So I'll go to Effects, Video Copilot and Color Vibrance. Now this is a free plugin and it's pretty awesome for colorizing like solids and glow effects, so make sure to go over to Video Copilot and download it because it's pretty cool. And so yeah, I will select the color and make it bluish like, just like our saber. Press OK. Actually go to Effects, Color Correction, Hue and Saturation, and just remove a bit of that blue so it's like whitish blue. Press OK. Cool. And I will hit this one, Control this one, and hit Control C to copy, and go to the first one, hit Control V to paste. Okay, let's run preview now so we can see where we are. Pretty cool in my opinion. We're getting there now. You can really leave it here, maybe like duplicate this one and just change the scale to like 250, so it's like way more. And let's play with like the position right there, so it's like you have like two those fields. One like it's like more sharp, let's say, even though it's like light effects. Yep, that looks pretty cool. Awesome. So at this stage we used no plugins, no extra assets from anything, and you can really leave it here and it will be pretty cool because with the combination of the sound effects, it really sells the effect. But let's take it a step further. So I'll go to my project, open my folder, there, go back, go to my Footage Plus, and here what I have is a shockwave. Now this is from, again, Video Copilot, and no, I'm not sponsored by them, but it is the place for visual effects. So Andrew Kramer made an awesome product called Motion Pulse, with most of my sound effects is from that package, but he also included awesome shockwaves like this one, and he made a tutorial on how to create one inside After Effects, but from what I saw, it's not really what works with this effect. So what I have here is shockwave number 1. I will drag it into my composition, and I will drag it into my actual composition. Let's drag and drop, and I will zoom out. And here's the thing about shockwaves. They're awesome, but they're extremely slow. So what I found out is that I always have to readjust their time. So I'll go time times stretch and make it 20. That was 25 times stretch and 20. Awesome. And I know it's really fast, but this is exactly what this thing needs. So with my shockwave on, I will close any other effect and change its mode to, let's go with screen, or maybe add. Let's stick with add. So this is what we have. Obviously doesn't make much sense, so I will go here to our first point where our first white solid was, and this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hit P, and I will play with the position. So at first I want it there, page down, now it has moved, page down again, moved again, moved again, and again. And I think at that point it's cool if we just let it be. Yep, the hand is pretty much in the center, so I'm happy. And let's see what we got. Pretty cool. So here's what I want to do with this one. I want to add some glow effects and then use the Vibrance plugin once more to create an awesome looking shockwave. But look at this. Here is my problem. Do you see how the solid does not fill up the entire frame? That means that if I apply a glow effect, it will only go up to here, and this is going to be empty, which will not look good at all. But there's a very easy fix. What I'm going to do is hit right click, pre-compose, let's call it shock, cool, and move all attributes and hit OK. Let's change it to screen again. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open it and hit Ctrl Y to create a solid, but this time I'm going to make it black and hit OK. I put it below, and what it does is basically fills up the empty parts of the frame that our shockwave did not do. So if I go back and apply glow effects, now the shockwave will be, the shockwave's glow basically will be on the entire frame. So let's see how we do that. So I'll go to effects, stylize and glow. Okay, let's change this like 70. 77. Okay, I'll hit Ctrl D to duplicate, and I will make this like way much, like 750. And actually it looks pretty good. So I'm just gonna go to my white solid and hit Ctrl C to copy and paste my vibrance and saturation. Cool. Now I don't think I want, yeah, let's go with like full glow. Delete. Let's open the remaining ones and let's preview for one more time. Yes. See, I mean, this is more inspired from Star Wars games, I would say, than the actual movies, but I think it's pretty cool and it adds a certain feel to it. Like it's actually like something unnatural happens basically. So I'm pretty happy with how it looks, and obviously you can make small tweaks to the colors and everything to get everything matte, but this is a tutorial and I need to save time on those things, so I will move on to create a very cool distortion wave using that shockwave. So let's go do that. So what I want to do now is let's close everything except my shockwave and hit Ctrl D to duplicate. Let's close the one above, and with this one let's just delete all of the effects because we don't really need them. And I'll go to effects, blur and sharpen, and fast blur. Repeat edges, and let's go 10. Okay, so here's what I want to do. I will go below the shockwave and hit Ctrl Alt Y for a new adjustment layer. Let's rename this to distortion. Okay, let's hit Ctrl Shift D and just clip it off. Okay, cool. So here's what I want to do. I want to use the shockwave, this one, as a guide for the distortion wave. And the way you do that is basically by changing the track matte to alpha matte shock. And now you can't see anything because we haven't applied any effects to our actual distortion layer. But the cool thing is, because it's using a shockwave and it's an animation, our distortion wave will look pretty cool because it will actually follow the distortion of the shockwave. So actually, and just from now, I'm gonna change the scale to 115. Okay. So let's go to distortion. I'm going to effects, distort, and turbulent displays. Cool. Now this is not looking too good, and so let's change the size to 10. Zoom in here. Okay, and put high. And I'm actually gonna go right there, and I'm gonna animate the evolution and the amount. So I'll go at the end page. Yeah, that looks good. So let's put the amount to like 10 and the evolution to 4. Okay, actually go back. I will open everything except from that shockwave that is using the trackman. Be careful on that one. So we'll open everything, zoom out, and let's run preview again. And boom. I'm not sure if you can see. I can't zoom in because I'm pretty sure. Oh, okay. Did you see? Look at this face. That looks pretty cool. So that's awesome. Now I must say, in the actual video, I used the Video Copilot's Hit Distortion plugin, but unfortunately it's not free. So I thought that it's not really fair for you guys to use it here. But if you want to see me using it, I used it on the first tutorial, Force Levitation, where I showed both the Hit Distortion plugin and the turbulent displays. So I am pretty happy with how this looks. So I think this is basically the endpoint. Now for the next shot, the very slow motion, like ooh, what just happened kind of shot, I used the exact same thing. I basically created an adjustment layer of distortion. I made a mask right around here, and I used the hit distortion effect, and I animated the amount from like 20 to like 0, but using a very slow evolution or wind speed. And that one is very easy. You basically create 2 keyframes for amount and evolution, put it to 10 and 1, go forwards and just clip it back to 0, and you're done. And because you're using a very slow evolution this time around, the actual turbulent displacement will move very slowly. Okay guys, that's a wrap. Thanks for watching, and I hope you learned something. I tried to give you complex tutorials, but also make them simple so you can understand what's happening, and I really hope you guys enjoy them. Now stay tuned for the upcoming tutorials on Star Wars and everything else, Creatrix. I'll see you guys on the next one. Stay awesome and creative.